Exactly. So it seems to me that fundamentally here, what we just heard from Tom Homan is a great perspective in that he doesn't really know how many people are here illegally, which seems to give life to this idea that we need to be in these communities. We need to, first of all, be arresting those who are here illegally and who are posing a public threat, but also to assess how much of a threat there is in terms of these communities.
So one of the big points that he made that I'm so happy he made it, because I've been screaming about gotaways for such a long time. Okay, and just to give you an example, first and foremost, there was people from 168 different countries that entered the country during the Biden administration. And yeah, he's saying over 2 million gotaways, and he's right. We don't know how many gotaways actually came through under the Biden administration. I'm going to tell you why. There was groups that if they got away, you would register them as 20. That's all that would be registered, because you would call in the radio and say 20 plus, but all that would register would be 20. Now, I went after one of these 20 plus groups when I was out there in the field, and when I caught up to it, miles later, it was a group of 60. Now, if I would not have caught those 60 individuals, what would have gone down on paper is 20 gotaways. So that ought to give you some kind of idea. When you're hearing 2 million gotaways under the Biden administration, I honestly don't think that's even a number that's close to what really got away under those 4 years.
Art, an illegal alien was charged with attempted first-degree murder and several other offenses, actually, in Charlotte, North Carolina. Officials said 33-year-old Oscar Solorzano stabbed a man on the light rail train. The victim is now in stable condition, thank goodness. Solorzano was twice removed from our country and is a native of Honduras. And this comes just months after a 23-year-old Ukrainian refugee, we all remember, was murdered on the Blue Line in Charlotte. Art, should the National Guard be sent into North Carolina? Are we really in a place where the South is in this sort of consistent peril?
Absolutely. I've driven and I've gone to North Carolina many times. It's a place that I really enjoy going out there many times during the summertime, during the wintertime. I have connections to North Carolina, and I have seen how bad it has gotten in North Carolina. I have good contact with a lot of the sheriff departments out there. I've spoken to them directly. They have a big problem with fentanyl and with heroin that has entered into their state, and a lot of it is drugs that have come in through our southern border. The more the merrier. Look, we need to make sure that we have as many law enforcement in a lot of these areas to secure our country as we possibly can. And one thing that I love to add is the border is more secure. Everyone talks about it. Well, if the border is secure, why do we need this? The border is more secure than it ever has been, despite all the obstacles that have been thrown in front of this administration. But there's still more work to be done because the last administration really, truly made a mess out of the border.